What's going on, everyone? Talon here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so we're going to be getting another tier 2 today, and it's going to be Kate Bishop. Alright, so let's take a look at her real fast. So we just have physical attack, some all defense. I have a mixture of HP and dodge here. You can go with just all HP. And then skill cooldown. The last one is just ignore defense, because I think I got far enough with my skill cooldown that I can start using some ignore defense. So let's take a look real fast at her stats then. Yeah, so she has 40% skill cooldown, so I can change a lot more of those actually, or probably all of them, to ignore defense. And then she has her ignore dodge at 45%, and that's pretty much all native ignore dodge. Actually, I think it is all native ignore dodge because my obelisk does not have any as well. And so let's take a look at the obelisk here. So I just have a max HP, a crit damage, and a invincibility proc obelisk. So I really liked this obelisk just because it was a 4 seconds invincibility one. Of course, if it was a 5 or a 6 star, it would be a lot better, but I just put that on her for now. And of course, if you're going to be using her for Extreme Alliance Battle, you're going to want a damage proc here and not a invincibility proc. But I don't use her in Extreme Alliance Battle, so I don't necessarily need to have that damage proc. Right now, this kind of helps if I use her in a Alliance Conquest match, because it helps her survivability. Alright, and her skills. It's nothing you really need to level up here. Maybe the third skill, I believe, or why did I level this one up? Because it increases her speed, but she has a lot of good crowd control because she has some stuns on both of these skills here, which are iframes as well. And then she has a stun on her second skill. And yeah, so she has 3 stuns, so that's really strong. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at her tier 2. So her tier 2 is going to give her some crit damage by 20% and guaranteed crit rate by 20% and guaranteed dodge by 30%. So those are all really nice stats, so it should increase her damage by quite a bit, and that 30% guaranteed dodge should increase her survivability. But she does have a ton of iframes, so she already has pretty high survivability, but if she does get hit, she is really squishy, so she will die really fast if you do end up getting hit, so that's something to pay attention to. So now that we've looked at all that, I think it's about time to tier 2 her. So let's go ahead and advance her to tier 2. Alright, there we go. Another tier 2 added to the roster in the form of Kate Bishop. So let's see what we got here. All new Hawkeye. Alright, perfect. So now that we have her tier 2, let's go ahead and try her out a little bit. Alright, so here we are at World Boss. So Ebony Maw is today's World Boss, and we're going to go ahead and just use this Young Avengers team here. We're going to have Wiccan's leadership for a little extra damage, and we're going to go in without strikers and just see how Kate Bishop can do here. Alright, so there we go. She was able to beat Ebony Maw, but it was actually a pain in the ass to do just because Ebony Maw cancels out a lot of her iframes, and then for some reason Ebony Maw seems to ignore iframes for some reason. Like I can start up an iframe and he'll still just teleport away even though I'm in my iframe, so that my projectiles just kind of disappear and I don't really know where they go. They just don't hit them or do any damage. So that can be probably one of her most annoying matchups, I think, out of the world bosses, but all the other ones she shouldn't have nearly as much problems with beating. Ebony Maw just seems to be an exception just because of all of his teleports. So that's going to be a look at Tier 2 Kate Bishop. Definitely a fun character to play around as, but she is extremely fragile because, as you saw, even with my invincibility obelisk, just getting hit like once or twice from his regular attacks almost kills her, so you definitely have to rely on her iframes. Yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one.